Anyways, here I am making myself some coffee, some Folgers, in my messed up cup now because I dropped it. Accidentally left it on top of my vehicle. Anyway, so I took a shower and I turned off the water, lathered, scrubbed myself with a washcloth. My nose is all like tingly and stuff. Um, but yeah, like I was thinking about all this, the smart greenhouses, how we have smart cars, smartphones, and all that. We can make everything smart. And what I was thinking was yeah, bro, like totally everything smart, And I was thinking all these trees and fruits that we can grow them so much that there could be an excess amount of like natural fruits and vegetables, and they can be implemented or added into to create natural soaps and stuff like that for our bodies, because there's no telling really what's in the bar soaps that we're using today. Like, I mean, I'm sure that there's nothing negative, nothing that we should be afraid of or whatever. But we can just think ahead, and I think the scariest part of this all would be if one day somehow there's like a natural act of God, like a thunderstorm or earthquake, God forbid, but all that stuff happens and then that stuff gets wiped out. If it gets wiped out, then where would that lead us as a human race? It could really, you know, um, affect us in a negative way and impact us in a negative way. So maybe we can conduct these type of greenhouses in the space station, and then periodically we can deliver that food here on Earth to distribute it evenly or to sell it in stores and stuff like that. And as I was showering, I turned off the water and then I lathered. And then once I lathered, I turned it on again. I rinsed off my whole body, kind of like a car wash. Like spraying the water, the soap, and scrubbing it real quick, and then rinsing that water off. I know a vehicle is more complicated, more like work is required unless it's done with a machine. With a machine, it's much faster for a vehicle, and we all know that it could take a matter of seconds to, like a little bit of minutes, under like 2 minutes, under 3 minutes. So in the same way, that's what I did with myself. I just lathered my body with the soap, and then once I lathered my body, I rinsed it off. And then I kept repeating that process over and over because I'm so used to just leaving the water running. Prime example. And instead of just having the water running, and then I'm over here, with the bar soap, and the water's just constantly just rinsing my body and rinsing the soap off my body. When I churn it off and I lather my body, it allows for the chemicals, for the soap chemicals to really work on my body, kill any type of bacteria or toxins that could have like leached out of my body, like under the armpits and stuff like that. That's the reason we shower, right? To get all that stuff off. So, um, so anyway, with that in mind, I was thinking that there could be some form of like a sequence in the restroom. And I cleaned my whole restroom. See that? It's nice and shiny. Shiny. I cleaned this. I'm wondering why it has I don't know. Anyway, it's still like, in some spots it's still like wet and then it's dried over here, as you can see. Wet and then dry. So there's definitely some hard water spots on it. And stuff like that. But for the most part, I cleaned the crap out of it. It's way better than it was. But what I noticed about the shower is that the soap really gets it, like soap scum. It makes it turn white and it gets it all over the place. Like even on my skin, sometimes I notice it on my skin right now. I probably used the Dawn dish soap so it went away. But see, that's the problem. So by us having these smart greenhouses growing all kinds of fruits, and instead of throwing them away, we can use them to make all natural soaps and make them more affordable, to people, and place them in the marketplace, in stores and stuff like that. And because I don't know what type of impact, if any, positive or negative, it's creating for the environment, especially like with the soaps and stuff, So, yeah, anyway, and I was also thinking, like, it would be cool if this thing ejected shampoo or something, and then if it turned on and off on like a sequence, like a timer. So, it'll say like, and it'll be cool if it even spoke to us like a smart shower, like, okay, turning off water in 10 seconds. And then that'll give you enough time to just rinse off real quick. And then once it shuts off, and of course you'll be able to manual override it if you wanted to, but once it shuts off, that'll give you, it'll say it'll turn back on in 30 seconds or a minute. And then that'll give you enough time to lather up real quick, hit your face. If you have, for females or guys that have long hair, that'll give you enough time to like shampoo your hair or condition your hair. And it will also allow that soap to really work and do its thing. And also give the person, the individual, the user, or whatever, the time to really think about scrubbing their body and not just in the shower rinsing their body and applying soap, but it's just all, going down the drain. So by the water stopping and them really focusing on lathering their whole body, hitting everything. And then after that's done, the shower can be like, okay, turning water on in 10 seconds or something. And then, or there could be like a little light or something. And then once it turns on, you know, rinse off all that soap. And then again, it'll say turning water off in 10 seconds or something like that. And then that'll give the person again the time to rinse off, to lather their whole body and stuff like that. So, in a sense, it'll be like great for children as well because they'll grow up with the mentality of them knowing or the know-how of how something like that will work for them to focus on really scrubbing their body because there's probably a lot of people that don't understand, how to shower. And I mean, I'm not the best showerer person in the world, or whatever, but it's really, giving yourself like a little bit of time to scrub yourself and stuff like that to prevent sicknesses, diseases, and stuff like that, from spreading and stuff like that. And um, yeah, like there's a lot of people out there, and so yeah, by turning off the water, it'll give you enough time to like scrub everything. I scrub my hands and at the bottom of my hands, my palms, um, my nails, everything. So yeah, and then after that, obviously it's not like that, so I have to turn it on. So when I turned it on, sometimes it was cold, so I just had to wait a little bit for it to get warm. But then, like, yeah, it took me like maybe 30 minutes to shower, but the water wasn't on the whole 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? So, because I was on that time sequence of rinsing off, lathering, the water turning back on to rinse, it going off again for lathering. And it can get annoying after a while if someone's repetitively doing these motions or these perpetual motions over and over and over. That's why we came up with electricity and stuff like that. And like even smarter things like the soap dispensers with the automatic dispensing of the soap, and then the hands-free water with the sensors underneath, because that's also a preventative, to spread sicknesses and diseases and stuff like that. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I was also thinking that it would be good if it had like an option to maybe even throw some shampoo out. And when I was done, I got this nozzle. I came out here. I sprayed everything. I even sprayed the toilet. Real quick, I sprayed it. And then I sprayed some Windex. There's a lot of water on the floor here. but then I wiped it with that rag, and I made sure to clean everything. As you can see, everything is super clean. Whoa! And right now, I just spilled some water with the thing, but yeah. Other than that, I just wanted to talk about that and share all this information with all of you. And like, since like technology is getting more and more advanced, and how we are able to make everything smarter, like smart cars driving themselves and stuff like that. So even the smart greenhouses, um, people can turn around and make strawberries and any other fruits and vegetables and stuff into like jams that will last for years. They can be preserved. They can be sold. They can be used for medication like they are now, but I'm thinking all this stuff would just mass produce it like crazy and make so much of it that it can even be applied in soaps. So people can buy like an all natural soap, because I think that would be the best approach with all this, since it won't be wasted, it would just be recycled. And not just that, but all that sweetness will go back into the water, feed the plankton, and make the water more mineral rich and stuff like that, providing nutrients and vitamins, and then overall allowing all of us to be healthier, and stronger and stuff like that, smarter, more purified water and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. I'm excited. I mean, and we all know that we can't do everything, but there's power in numbers. And even if we're not all working together, I mean, we all have our businesses and our own jobs to tend and to look out for, or whatever, to keep us all busy, right? But ultimately, we are working for each other as we rely on each other. Even when we go out and go to like Subway, for example, eat fresh. You're relying on people there to have that, the vegetables there fresh, and your food prepped freshly with love and everything. Salads. So, yeah, I'm excited about the future. And I can see us making more and more of this stuff. Because after a while, that stuff can spoil, and it can just be waste, or obviously it's recycled, but we can recycle it through by making soaps and stuff, as I mentioned earlier. Because some of these soaps are super expensive. The all natural soaps, they're super expensive. So I buy mine bar soaps 2 for $1 at the Dollar Tree or the 99-cent store, right? So, and that's Irish Spring and Dial. And then there's a bunch of other ones, but it would be nice to be able to select the all natural one with natural oils, since, the real fruit or whatever will be put in there in the mixture somehow. Or I don't know, however you guys build or make the soaps, the bar soaps. But yeah, that would make probably even people that break out not break out. It could be an anti breakout type of soap as it's moisturizing the skin and doing more than just cleaning and killing bacteria. It will also moisturize and do a bunch of other things. Yeah, so it's awesome science. And not just that, but it probably won't dirty the shower like Irish Spring will. And I don't have anything against Irish Spring, but and it's probably healthy. I don't know. I mean, obviously it is. It's a soap, but it's probably not all natural. So if it's all natural, then maybe it'll be simpler, easier to clean that shower, or it won't stain that shower door, glass door, and stuff like that. So anyway, because I'm just talking about all this because I heard that we can spend a lot or waste or use a lot of water every single day. I mean, I'm talking about gallon after gallon after gallon after gallon after gallon every single day. And then I seen that on inside of a porty potty, construction porty potty, and it said that it saves 125 million gallons of water every single day. That's a lot of water. It just makes me think, like, why don't we all just take a shit in a bag and throw it inside a porty potty? I don't know though. We have to really think how we can innovate a toilet so we can save more water and keep our water clean and stuff like that. Since, there's advertisements going around saying that that's a problem, an issue. So, for us not to contaminate our water, we would need to innovate our restrooms and stuff like that, the toilets. Even if that's somehow filtering all the urine, the pee pee, into a chamber without using water, and then our poop can go in a bag, like a trash bag, where it can then be taken somewhere so they can do whatever they do with it. And then maybe the toilet can use just a little bit of water to flush out the urine, the pee, when someone takes a piss or whatever, so it won't smell like piss or whatever. So I don't know. I was thinking about all that, and the only thing I was able to think of was some form of plastic bag where we can take a poop in, because even us pooping inside clean, say, a gallon of water, we're contaminating that whole gallon of water with our poop. Instead of us taking a poop, and if we have to urinate, we can urinate in that bag, close it up, seal it up, or if we could just push a button, it would just self seal or something, and then the machine can take it and dispose of it, kind of like a porta potty. And I was thinking maybe that's how it was back in the day. Maybe it wasn't water that was just down there. Maybe people used bags or something. It had to be something smarter, not something dumb. So we have to really think about all this. Like, those things that, like, banks use them, where you put the money and then a vacuum takes it from one spot to the other spot. And even Elon Musk is doing that with the trains that go like 300 miles per hour underground. Just, it's like a vacuum, right? That's all it is. But anyway, something like that, where it can transport the poop in the bag and the urine, even if we have to pee in the bag. And then once we're all done, we can clean up. Or, like, say we peed right in the bag. And then once we're done peeing, we got some sanitizer, sprayed it, wiped it. We got the toilet paper to wipe it, and we could throw that same toilet paper in the bag, and then we could click a button basically saying we're all done, or we're done, or I'm done taking a piss, or whatever, you're done taking a piss, and then that bag will then be transferred to a different chamber, or a chamber that can hold all this without making the whole place smell or whatever. And then people would just do what they do afterwards: wash their hands, and walk out. And then the next person will come in, a new bag will already be there. They can take a dump, pee, whatever, wipe it down, wash their hands, and then that bag will get filtered into the chamber. So therefore, the septic tanks will have to do less work now of distilling the water. So now there's less work that needs to be done. And in the process, we're not fucking dirtying and contaminating all kinds of water for no goddamn reason. Other than, well, no one knows how to come up with a solution to this problem. So let's all just continue to fucking use a gallon of water every time we take a piss and every time we take a shit. And then let's all continue to bitch and complain about how much water we're using and we're wasting, when we could be using it for farms or for the city or whatever. So we really have to innovate. We really have to come up with some good, argumentative, plausible solutions through the fucking internet. and we can all discuss and have our agreements or disagreements through that. Because please leave that in the internet. You don't want to take that out in public. People will just argue and it can lead to fights and arguments, and we don't want any of that. We have to keep it professional. We have to keep it through the internet. That's the only way. Because some people can get all wild up like, oh no, you didn't. No, sister. Or whatever the fucking case may be, And we don't need any of that. Like my brother like saying, ain't no one have time. No, ain't no one have time for all that, or ain't no one have time for that, or no one has any time for that. No one has any. Ain't no one have time for that shit. Ain't no one have time for that. I don't have any time for that. Something like that. Ain't no one have time for that. So it's so true, who's thinking about innovating a fucking restroom toilet? Everyone's just thinking about how they can fucking wait in line to use the fucking restroom next. Without fucking really considering how it works and functions. And who the fuck goes in there and cleans it? It's a mystery, right? You just go in there and everything's clean. Praise the Lord. Then you walk in there one day and it's all dirty and shit. You call the manager. Oh, just wait, 5-10 minutes. We'll get it clean. Like, fuck. Like, are you paying the bills around this bitch? To have that form of luxury? Just give me 10 minutes. Like, imagine if your mom could tell you that. Hey, or your dad, hey, the fucking toilet is dirty. Wouldn't it be a blessing to them if you were like, just give me like 10 minutes, I'll clean it. Under 10 minutes. Just wait right here, like you would in public. Just wait right here. Wait in line. Wait real quick. 10 minutes. It'll be nice and shiny. Cause I'm shiny. I'm so shiny. Shiny. I'm so shiny. You know the turtle under the ocean?